What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome to another video. It's currently 11:58 p.m. on Sunday the 12th of November. Hope everyone's doing well, and we're going to get straight into our weekly review, or our weekly expectations. You can see that this is the month of November, and I'm noticing a respect of this fair value gap on the monthly. The fact that we traded down to the 50% level of this fair value gap, this is the monthly. We came down, and now we've had a reaction off that level. So so long as price continues to respect this, there's reason to anticipate higher prices and a rush towards buy-side liquidity this month, residing above this swing high. So I'm going to get that marked out straight away. I'm going to thicken it up. And yeah, we can go straight to the weekly now. And you can see how we've traded right down to that 50% level. And as soon as we touched it, look what happened. We traded right back up, and we closed above the 50% level of this wick here, which is consequent encroachment. Why is this significant? Because wicks are ranges too, as in you should treat wicks like fair value gaps. So let's say this wick is a fair value gap and we draw it out. I'm going to change the color of it. Let's make it blue. And you can see that, what was I saying? Yeah, so if they're ranges too, that means that when it's traded on the downside, we would want to now see this wick act as resistance, but that's not what happened. And the fact that we closed above the 50% level, again, supports the idea that there's likely going to be a continuation to the upside. If we never closed above that 50% level, then there's still likelihood that we could continue lower. But the fact that we traded above that consequent encroachment, especially on a weekly time frame as well, suggests that this is providing support for the bullish movement that we've had off this reaction. So you can see there's a lot of, well, not a lot, but we're starting to see PD arrays respect bullish movements, and we need to take that into consideration as we continue to move forward. Another thing to note, look at this 50% level, consequent encroachment. Look at the respect of this wick too. And it's just being able to recognize these themes throughout the time frames for us to get an idea of the direction that we're likely to draw to. So let's go to the daily. Now, the daily, this week we have quite a lot of news releases. We have news releases on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Monday, there's nothing, so we're likely going to consolidate. But I can imagine there's going to be quite a lot of volatility, and we'd likely see the low of the week created on Tuesday or the Wednesday. In terms of creating the low of the week, I do like the look of this swing low. And the reason I say that is because all last week you can see that we had quite bullish movement. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We moved all the way up, meaning that all of these buyers, let's assume we are actually going to trade up to this buy side liquidity. If I was the algorithm, or if I was the market, I was the bank, I wouldn't want all of these people that have gone long this week to be in on the move. So in order to do that, in order to take them out, I'd like to see a nice movement down this week, trade down towards this fair value gap. Yes, we traded to it here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we came and touched it again and took out this sell side liquidity, took out all those stops, and then use that liquidity to then push higher and run up towards this volume imbalance that we have residing here. And obviously these swing highs are like a much more longer term objective. However, this volume imbalance is definitely something to keep an eye on, as I can imagine price is going to want to draw up into that. But let's go down to the 4 hour. We can have a better look, and you can see that we do actually have a breaker down here: low, high, lower low, and then we can see we've broken higher and continuously moved higher. And we also have relative equal lows here. This wick low here, this wick low, beautiful relative equal lows. So there is potential for price to reach down into this breaker block. So I'm going to draw that out as a potential low target, and I'm going to write out breaker. But again, I don't anticipate this to get reached until the Tuesday or the Wednesday. It could happen tomorrow, but considering there's no news releases and we have such a big week, like I said, Monday's likely just going to consolidate heavily, and then we'll start to see the movement when it creates the manipulation as it moves down, and then we'd like to see expansion towards upside, and again running towards that volume imbalance we have here. Let's go to the hourly real quick. Again, relative equal lows, this low, this low, this low, this low. These are all relative equal lows. So what's residing below these lows, guys? Liquidity. So price is going to want to draw to that, use that liquidity, because remember our longer term target is up here. So we're going to use those stops, buy them, and then potentially, hopefully, push higher. But I think we'll have a much better idea of what price action is likely to do on the after Monday's traded. Let's go to GBP. Let's start on the monthly here too. So if we're expecting high dollar, what does that mean for GBP? Lower GBP. And you can see again, this is the monthly. Look at the respect. What are we respecting? We're respecting the 50% level. Now, GBP has been considerably weak compared to euro. I traded euro on the bullish side this week. If you go watch my last trading video, you'll be able to see, I believe. But anyway, we're seeing the same thing, respect off a monthly PD array, which shows a lot of bearishness. So it's nice to see this respect on the monthly level, because if we're expecting lower prices, which we are now, it's supportive of that. So you can see we traded up to that, and we never even reached 50% level. It failed to reach it, and then we've started to trade away from that, and we can see that on the weekly we've started to aggressively trade down lower. Let's look at the 50% level of here. Have we closed below it? Yes, we have. Same thing. So I'm literally doing exactly the same thing but inverted. Also, we have a weekly inversion fair value gap here, so let's take a look at that in more detail. Why is this an inversion fair value gap? I'm about to explain. So we delivered on the downside, making it a bearish fair value gap. Delivered on the upside, so it should act bullishly. Did it continue to act bullishly? No, back on the downside. So what do we anticipate now? We anticipate that this fair value gap should act bearishly if we are to trade back into it, which we likely will in order to create the high of the week. I hope this is all making sense, guys. So let's go to the daily. Same thing. We've got a nice swing high here that there's going to be a lot of liquidity residing above there. And one thing to note, look at how this high took out the buy stops here. The fact that this high took out this high, the fact that Thursday's high took out Wednesday's high like this, I see this more as a reason for price to want to draw to it. It's hard for me to explain why, but I'd see it as a buy side target, especially with this fair value gap also supporting that. So we can make that yellow, like so, and I'd like to think that the high of the week can get made around there. Again, hopefully Tuesday or Wednesday, considering we've got no news releases on the Monday. We have obviously all these stops below here for sell side, but obviously I'm not expecting price to reach down there until we've made the high of the week. Now let's go down to the 4 hour, see what we can find. There is a nice breaker here. Again, I'm marking out these breakers. Price doesn't have to trade to the breaker. Look at these relative equal highs, guys. Price is going to want to take that. But it doesn't have to trade to the breaker, but I'm putting it there because it's a target. So when we do get up into this range, we will see if we can touch it, or it can wick to it, or if volatility makes us touch it. But regardless, these relative equal highs are most definitely probably going to be getting taken. Don't take my word for it, though. We're just speculating. Right. So, yeah, same as dollar, just inverted, trade higher, create the high of the week, and then start to move lower, hopefully. Finally, let's end on euro. How long have we been going? We've been going for 7 minutes. Okay, not too bad. Euro, guess what we're going to do? We're going to do the same thing again. What are we looking for? Fair value gap. Do we see respect? Now, remember, I did say that euro showed more respect. Oh, sorry, was more bullish compared to pound. Now that we're in a bearish environment in terms of looking for sells, do we want to be trading euro? No. Why? Euro didn't respect that 50% level like pound did, or dollar. So euro is probably going to have a hard time moving lower, and we're probably going to see a lot more consolidation on euro side compared to pound. But yeah, let's have another look. Also here, look, we haven't the trade away from this level. First of all, we didn't really respect it, so to speak, and how we traded away from it isn't very aggressive compared to pound. Don't get me wrong, depending on what Euro GBP is doing now, I have no idea. Let's have a quick look. I mean, depending on whether we're bullish or bearish on Euro GBP will help us know this, and I'll be talking more about that in the new week. However, in terms of looking for sells, I'd be any selling that it's trying to do this week. I'm going to be focusing on GBP probably. In terms of euro, again, there is going to be a high of the week made. So when that high of the week's made, euro is probably going to be the stronger pair to trade, because we clearly know that it's been showing strength. So that's something to take advantage of. It's a bit ugly, really, in terms of targets and things. Yeah, I'm just going to anticipate euro staying in the consolidation. I don't want to say too much, but overall, the general idea is going to stay the same, isn't it? In terms of create the high of the week, preferably within this range, but it could touch this high if it's being overzealous, so to speak. And then I'd like to think that we can start to move lower towards this bullish order block on euro. That's going to bring me to the end of the video, though, guys. Obviously, we're going to know a little bit more about what's likely to happen after the Monday, although, again, anticipate consolidation. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.